Mew 3, Needlegod, Yoshi? The earliest fake Pokemon were rather derivative, as you can plainly see. With a modest sample of 151 monsters to inspire fakes, many were just proposed evolutions, or unconfirmed Pokemon drawn by young fans. Some were Digimon too, but we don't talk about that. Perhaps the most widely known example of this era's fakes was the emergence of Pikablue, which was what Meryl was speculated to be before its official reveal. Of course, we know better now after its introduction, but that didn't stop Pikablue from becoming the blueprint, if you will, for many Fakemon to come, including my first Fakemon, Pikagreen. In this off-brand episode of Let's Make a Fakemon, I, Substitube, will revisit that speculative mindset, making other hoax-inspired Pikas of assorted colors. These aren't to be confused with Pika clones, these are more like hoax Chus. Not Chus, one could say. The goal for today is to make Pika whatevers for most of the Crayola set, with each sharing similar form but different color, species, and typing. The building blocks for our design will take after the older Pikachu examples. Pika Yellow, the regular Pikachu, Pika Blue, Meryl, and the cut starter Hanaguma, who is essentially Pika Red, and Pika Green. From this grouping, we can isolate the must-have traits for our upcoming Not Chus. They will share the same style face, 2 dot eyes, a tiny nose, and a simple, thin-lined mouth. The same chubby bean body. They will share morphological similarities to the chubby Pikachu, despite being based on different mammals. That means you don't have to get all semantical with me and say things like,
Actually, that's a bear, not a rodent.
Well, neither is a rabbit, but here we are. Okay, I think we're just about ready. The first is of course an update to Pikagreen, which has been rebranded as a sort of tanuki-like entity. The added leaves, tail, and eye mask reflect the species change. No giant sack though, for obvious reasons. Hopefully the tail can sub in for that. I gave it dark green accents, a white underbelly, and made some of its leaves damaged, to give a more interesting profile. Pikagreen turns a new leaf as Tanu Leaf, a play on tanuki and the term turn a new leaf. Since Pika Red has been taken by Hanaguma, I went off-color with Maroon. Pikaroon is a rock-type Hyrax. The connection is very loose, however, with the nose being the sole shared trait. The mammal is inconsequential. The chosen hair and ears are meant to mimic jagged rocks, and if that connection wasn't clear enough, I'd add actual rocks to have my bases covered. The round rocks also make up for the lack of circular patterns the traditional Pikachu has. Its alt name is Hyrox, the rock Hyrax. Next color on the rainbow wheel, please. The orange Not Chu is Pikarange, a fighting-type star-nosed mole. At one point it was meant to be Pika Brown. The final color falls somewhere in between. It was actually surprising how different the bean outline can be used. Traditional ears, optional. Dot nose, adjustable. Since its face looked empty, I added hardened eyebrows, which in shape mirrored its mole claws. True name, Scrapamole. Scrap plus whack-a-mole plus guacamole. On to the next Chu. Filling in for Pika Yellow is Pika Gold, a steel-type golden retriever who actually retrieves gold. We've officially left rodent and rodent-like territory for man's best friend. It started off very different. That was man's best friend. It started off very different as a nondescript breed. I decided to remove the spots, make both ears longer, add a golden nugget as a tennis ball, and then add the scratchy marks on his cheeks in place of the usual Pika cheeks. Its alt name is Gold Ruff, Gold Rush, Ruff, and the sound some dogs and DMX make. May he rest in peace. Bam! 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 At the intersection of Pikablue and Pikagreen is Pika Teal, a ground-type beaver of my favorite color. Water and poison types were considered, poison especially for Pika Cyan, aka Cyanide Pikachu. Too morbid? I thought so too. In the end, I opted for a more sensible ground type to go with its already brown secondary color. The stripes are meant to mimic a chipmunk's. The ears, teeth, and tail are scaled up to make the silhouette more interesting. Pikateal's real name is Beavabog, the bog beaver. I'm really happy with how it turned out, unlike the next Chu. I have committed the cardinal sin of gluing objects onto Pokemon without much thought. If ever you find yourself in this sticky situation, make up for it in presentation. Step 1. Distract everyone with bright colors. Step 2. Make the little guy as cute as can be. Step 3. Pika Pink is a fairy-type gummy bear koala. It was literally just a pink koala in my first draft, and is now literally a pink koala with a lollipop on his butt. Funnily enough, Pika-Pink may have existed in the past, given that Meryl was once pink. My Pika-Pink's name will be Koalipop, the Kawaii Lollipop Koala. Pika-Purple is a ghost-type cross between a rabid rabbit and a bat named Rabidula. I thought it'd be funny to make a goth kid Pikachu, which explains its hair. I also found it amusing how big the ears are in contrast to its baby wings, which probably won't allow it to fly very far. Seems like we reached the end of the rainbow, so I'll have to scrounge for more distinct colors. Probably the closest we'll get to a traditional Pikachu besides Bivabog is Pika White, the flying type cloud rabbit. Not much to say about it other than the ears being the main exaggerated feature, flapping as it flies through the sky. I call it Nimbit, the Nimbus rabbit. Simple name, simple design. Another simple design. Pika Gray was actually the first one I drafted after Pika Green. Pika Gray is an ice-type leopard seal, but with more emphasis on the leopard and sea lion traits. I like taking animal names literally sometimes. You could probably imagine it evolving into a water-based saber-tooth, with big paws, big teeth, and bigger whiskers. Its alt name is a toss-up between Leo Goro, which combines Leo as in lion, Leo as in leopard, and Goro as a reference to the cut Pikachu evolution Goro Chu. And the other name? Arf Arftic. Shout out again to DMX.
Hey!
Continuing down the gradient, we have Pika Black, a dark-type porcupine, which I've done before. It was a bit of a challenge choosing the right shade, leading to more drafts than I'd like to admit. For patterns, I gave it cheek stripes as well as freckles, which are meant to be acupuncture marks. Its name subsequently is Porcupuncture, the acupuncture porcupine. By this point, I'm pretty much out of distinct colors. Shout out to Dr. Furno for the next idea of Pika Clear, the transparent dormouse. I was going for a lab-grown specimen of a rodent. Not necessarily a dormouse, but something similar enough. Less cute and more creepy? That pretty much aligns with most of Gen 1's psychic types, which Pika Clear will be. Basically, if Pikachu had its own corrupted mutant, Pikachu. Coloring was pretty easy since there was basically nothing to color in it. Clearly, this was the right choice. I give you the invisible gerbil, Invisible. Yep, I've gone there. We've resorted to no color. What's left to try but all colors? At the end of the rainbow is the rainbow itself. This multicolored eastern dragon, Pikablue, is as much of a chimera in terms of color as it is in terms of species. The Kirin, the Ryu, Jerboa, Jackalope. What better way to close out the colorful year of the dragon, 2024, than to spend it with this little mystical guy? I'll name it Kirinchu or Jackalope. And there you have it, 12 Not Chus for 12 colors. Want to get in on the Not Chu creation craze? I'll be hosting a fun challenge where you get to use the same template to make your own knockoff Pikachu. Details will be on Twitter, Discord, and right here on YouTube. For more Fakemon art, check out this channel's playlist. For the rest, do the usual YouTube stuff and become a Substitube subscriber. See you later, mon ami.